As a lot of you guys might know by now, whether you've seen it on social media or Adam's channel, the compound has been underwater for almost a week now. Obviously, we were affected by the hurricane, not as badly as some areas, but the compound is officially meant for boats now. So I wanted to give you guys some updates, show you some of the damage to my stuff, mostly in my storage building, and see what we did up to today. This will be my official update video from all the hurricane flooding. I also have an idea with one of my cars, so let's get into it.
There's still quite a few hours before the storm actually officially hits us. Storm hasn't even hit yet. Things are starting to get wild. We need to elevate everything. The sandbags aren't stopping this water if it really gets this high.
Yeah.
Your pristine chariot awaits. Uh-oh, stuck in water, stuck in water. No, 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 no.
Wait, at least give me the shovel.
Where is it? I'll pick you up in a few. I've got a strap on back if you want to grab on.
So if we do get stranded by vehicle again, I will have us a way out. I'm about to go into the tree. Wait a minute. No! Adam! I'm about to go into the tree.
You don't have to worry about gators. Well, what's lucky for you too is I have a lot of experience towing skiers on boats, so I knew not to whip around that tight corner and send you into the trees.
No, but there definitely could be gators around here, and I never thought about that till this moment.
Gators are scared of ethanol, so we'll be good. So most of these cars are either rollers, missiles, shells. Yeah, it's been something else. Shout out to the Penguin.
I wanted to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, Raid. With hundreds of artifacts to acquire and over 600 champions, each with special skills, you can build your team and develop your champions in a way that's completely unique to you. Kyoto is one of the best team defenders in all of Raid. She can cast ally protection on 50% of all allies, places block damage on herself, and gets an extra turn. You'll see Kyoto in a lot of high-tier arena teams. Venus is an extremely versatile offensive support champion who can put out some extremely powerful debuffs. She's literally useful pretty much everywhere in the game. Now, Raid has just released a super-powered legendary version of everybody's favorite champion, Death Knight. And the best part is everyone can get him for free just by logging in. All you have to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and October 27th. You can also use the promo code DKRises for a bunch of free items and to instantly level up your strongest champion. Right now, Raid is running an amazing trick-or-treat Halloween promotion where you can get a bunch of real-life and in-game prizes, including $1,000 Amazon gift cards and some of the best epic and legendary Halloween champions in Raid. All you need is your Raid player ID. And if you haven't started playing Raid yet, just click the link in the description below or scan my QR code and I've got a bunch of bonuses for you. All this treasure is waiting for you right here. So currently the compound is still flooded and you can really only get anywhere with a lifted golf cart that luckily I just got and a truck. So supposedly gonna be like this for maybe a few weeks. Today was the very first day that I think the water didn't continue to rise as it has been every single day. From my understanding, it seems like initially Orlando was pumping out all of their flood water like right after the hurricane, and that was going into a bunch of other areas, us included. And then even when they stopped that, I guess a levee broke and we just got so much water. So the levels now are significantly higher than they ever were during the hurricane and even like post right after the hurricane. So today is actually the very first day that we haven't, I think, had increasing levels of water, which is awesome. Drift HQ definitely got the worst of it.
I'm just waiting for the bass to start showing up.
Lynn, the water came back.
The main building just now over the past couple days started getting water into it. My shop just started getting like a little bit of water into it yesterday. The worst thing for me personally, you know, I don't have as much stuff here on the compound. The worst thing for me was my storage. I did end up moving a lot of cars over to the main lift building, and that is the highest point, so that hasn't had any water in it. But I've had to make a few trips to my storage building, so we're gonna start out there. I haven't actually been inside of it for the past 2 days now. I didn't even want to look at it. There's probably going to be a few things that I needed to move now, but I don't know. We're going to come explore a storage unit with me and see how bad it is. First, we have to get there. So this always creeps me out because there used to be a huge gator that would always be in the little lake that was up there. And now you can't tell where that lake starts and where it ends. And I'm just hoping the gator like isn't over here. But that's definitely, oh my God, I hate this. That's definitely a risk. Oh my gosh. As well as like water moccasins and other snakes and scary things. So I'm doing it. I'm going in here for y'all, but not stoked about it. I really don't know how bad it's gotten in the past 2 days in the storage, so we'll find out. I was just talking about gators, and then Joelle drove this little remote boat over here and it freaked me out, so I thought it was a gator. Wow, he's doing a GoPro tour probably of the compound on the little RC boat on the Drift HQ channel. If you guys are interested in checking that out. We're basically in the middle of a giant lake now. It's so deep right there in front of my shop too. Oh, I do not want to put my hand in there. Oh my God, I see fish. I see fish. Where do I grab? Where do I grab? Oh, I stepped on something. All right, so currently the lights do not work because the power is out on this entire side of the compound, including my shop. So that was like the extra bummer part of everything, is at first it was just flooding for a while and everyone still had power. And then someone was working on trees or something down the road, and then that knocked out the power. So the only places that have power currently are the very main building and our house, because that's the only generator that's working. All right, so after we knew it was gonna keep flooding, I took everything out of here. I opened a bunch of boxes and took parts out because the boxes were soggy. It was like an entire day ordeal. And then put more shelves in here and move parts up. So thankfully I did that because it got way worse since then. And we have pieces of a future 13B project that you guys will learn about sometime in the future. It's supposed to be a surprise, but now you'll see that I have rotary parts everywhere. Old coilovers, 8.8 diff stuff. Ooh, headers. Those are for my dad's truck that I'll be putting on very soon. I elevated the bike, but it was after it was like submerged for a while. I did save a Dodge box that I had in here from G-Force. I have a 101A Dodge box that I had to save. I moved it up and then the water like followed it up. Oh, little froggy. Look at him. Hey, guy. Okay, I really don't want to go all the way back there if I'm honest, so I will zoom in for you. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. This is really creepy. I hate when I can't like see what's underneath the water, especially where we are. Like there's so many things that could be in here. I don't know how so many people are walking around with like no shoes on around here, and it's, oh, I could never. The backyard for that house is basically a giant lake now. So Drift HQ definitely got the worst of it. It's hard to tell from here, but the inside of their shop probably had like 2 feet of water. So this was definitely all hands on deck. We were just moving as much stuff as we could out of there. And then after we did that, we thought we were safe with everything we moved here. We had to come back a separate time and then move stuff even higher once we moved it to here, because the water was never here until about yesterday. Because it was continuing to rise. So this has been probably the biggest stress point, and it's so sad because their shop was so nice. If you guys want to see how insane the damage was in the Drift HQ headquarters and how deep it was, you can go over to the Drift HQ channel. They did a bunch of videos on it. Pretty crazy. I do just want to show you guys how bad this is. This sandbag isn't doing anything, by the way. You probably won't be able to see much without opening the garage door, but it's so sad. It's so scary deep over there. What do you mean growing stuff?
It's like, it's slippery. It's like algae or something.
Oh, great. Love that. Maybe don't stand on the tire. Do you think we can make it to that land?
Think?
I don't know. As long as someone else is with me.
I thought it was deeper than that.
Okay, it's already above my boots too.
Okay, great.
Oh, I'm wet. It's wet.
Alright, it's fine.
I'm soaked. It doesn't matter anymore. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, destroyed. This is so sad.
Collete, honestly, I'm taking this as a blessing in disguise because it creates a whole new dynamic of content I can get. When was I gonna have a boat with the GoPro on it going through the remains of Chris's missile car and a couple shells that we have back here?
I guess you're not wrong, I guess. I need boots like that are tight at the top, because this... Well, socks ruined, but now you can see how bad it is back here. Yesterday, it was continuing to rise, so we did have to put all the rental cars that were out here on wheels to make sure they weren't submerged in water, and luckily that worked. And like I said, today it hasn't continued to rise, so that should be fine. Alright, we're headed over to the lift building now because I'm very curious about something. I want to see if one of my cars that's currently at the lift building can make it through the water right here and make it to the left over to the main shop. It's probably a long shot, but I really want to try. And it's also a car that I haven't had on the channel for way too long. Every time I see this car, it makes me sad because I'm like, you know what? I need to get this car out. I need to drive it more because it's running and it's driving. So what better time than to try it out than when the compound is almost underwater. But you'll see in a second why I think this car might have a chance. As you can see, the lift building is one of the highest points on the entire compound. So none of the cars in here got touched. Water didn't even make it to the doors. So that is very good. And there's a giant bird eating a fish. Joelle, look. So welcome to my new shop. This is going to be the home for most of my cars for what looks like a few weeks now. This is the only one of my cars here that I think might have a chance on making it through, because it's one of the only cars I have on air. Wow, it actually started. So this car is currently aired up as much as it can. I can basically stick my arm in the back and the front, so we will see. It is completely stocked under the hood, so I also think that's one thing that's going to play into my benefit. It shouldn't suck up any water, and the exhaust is decently high. I don't know. We'll see. Joelle's going to spot me, because I'm not entirely sure if it'll make it. We'll find out.
I am on camera now. Haha. Big vlogger people. Look at us, Nicholas. Look at us, Nicholas.
You don't know how to use that.
We're big vloggers. Hey, we're about to take this RX8 and do some boating. They're both neon, so.
This is either going to work or it's going to be a really bad idea. There we go.
I mean, it has a light bar. It's already off-road.
Poor car doesn't ever get taken out. Gets taken out post-hurricane, during flood. It's my only car on bags. It's the only car that could even potentially have a chance.
Alright, I got the rescue boat. We got the lime green boat. So far, so good. Alright, slowly. Yeah, you're still pretty tall. This is aired up all the way, right?
Yep. She was a boat. Look at her. Wow.
You're airing out.
Okay, I don't want to go any lower. I'm scared.
Go more towards the right a little bit because you're going to fall off the grass. So far, you're not at your door. I think you're gonna make it, Collette.
I can't believe it made it! Wow!
You totally made it. Things, yo, instead of rotary, this is a boatary.
It's a boatary now. This poor thing is like begging to get driven, and the only time it comes out is post-hurricane when we're flooding. If I'm honest, I really didn't think that this was gonna work and we were gonna have to turn around, and now I'm here and I don't know what to do. Good job, Brat Bunny. She did it. I think officially everyone, in order to protect their cars now here at the compound, needs to bag all their cars. The last time I did drive this car was for a big shoot with Microsoft at like the dry Saudi Lake desert.
Microsoft Surface brought Collette and I together, and it is just a match made in heaven. For us to make a powerful, high-action piece together was just the ultimate goal. The Surface, it's literally built into the heart of my cars.
I told Mike a few weeks ago that I need to get motivated to bring this car out, finish a few little touches on it, and drive it around Florida. And I think the motivation that I need is planning to go to some big car show, like Slammed Enough. I know they come to Daytona. There's a bunch that go to Orlando as well. If you guys recommend any shows that are around the Florida area, comment below, let me know. I need a goal, okay? Help me. And now that I know it is off-road capable, I'll probably be driving this car the most now around the compound for the foreseeable future. Officially at the shop, so I'll give you a quick little preview of what's going on in there. I did end up taking the top part of our carport off. It wasn't completely necessary, but we didn't know what category hurricane we were going to be getting hit with, and just wanted to take some precautions. So the top part is off and everything else still remains, so that is some good news. Now my shop is, like I've said, one of the highest points on the compound, and at its highest point with the water, it did get into here. You can kind of see like where the water marks got to. Maybe it got to here, but that's already receded out of here, which is really nice. Most of the water that's probably even made it into the shop, at least on this side, is just due to vehicles passing through and creating wakes and coming in here. The Corvette has been up safely on the lift. I did at one point have the Veloster on jack stands, ended up taking that off. The R33 is currently lifted on jack stands, and the Lancer is also on jack stands. This is the side of the shop that did get the most water. It probably came in to about here and has already started falling out of it. You can see the water is like right up here, which actually it does look like it's starting to go down, which is really good news. I would say it was all the way up here past the sandbags this morning, but this side definitely got the worst of it, but still nothing compared to some of the other buildings on the compound. Everything back here is giant lake. Wash bay has quite a few inches of water. And then that shop, which was supposed to be my shop, that's more of like a satellite merch extra storage operation, and there's inches of water in there. So everything has been moved out and relocated back to the main building. This is still just so crazy to look at. Look at that. With the way that my shop is now, we don't expect the water to keep rising. So I should, in theory, be in the clear and not have to worry about keeping everything elevated. The biggest issue with this shop is just no power. So lighting is gonna be rough. Lift obviously doesn't work. That's gonna be the biggest annoyance with trying to do anything here. So hopefully we get power back soon, and then I at least can get my shop up and running, even though getting to the shop will be a little bit of a challenge. But once you're here, you're pretty much good. I just wanted to film a quick little update video for you guys, do the lay of the land with my shop, kind of what's going on. I'm really glad we got the RX8 out. Also doubles as a boat. That's sick. Maybe I'll start doing more bad to bills on the channel now. That is it for this one. I will see you guys in the next video.